This next match is when master meets mentor. This is when student meets teacher. This is a very special singles match, and it is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
All right, it's student versus teacher time, Chris Cage. Very rarely in wrestling do you see a protege take on his mentor.
I actually have personal vested interest in this match because, yes, we're talking student versus teacher, but we're also talking my family because the Lindo one, Louis Lindo, just happens to be going one-on-one with my little cousin, Sebastian Cage.
205 pounds, ferocious, lovable, legendary, Lindo Luchador, Louis Lindo!
Que Lindo. It's Louis Lindo.
Que Lindo is right. The Lindo Luchador, very flamboyant, very charismatic, but do not let that fool you. He could get it done in that ring. And tonight, he's going to try to prove something to the man who brought him into this business.
And his opponent.
I got to say, I'm digging the blue hair.
Louis Lindo looking in tremendous shape.
Let me tell you something about Louis. He spent the last year really hitting the gym, really hitting that ring, trying to get his game on as tight as he can. And I got to tell you, I'm looking for him to impress us here tonight. But you want to talk impressive.
IWA General Manager, Kenny Blanco, and Mayimbe Miguel Sosa. Fighting out of Hollywood, California, and weighing 160 pounds, is the superstar, the chosen one, Sebastian
Chosen one of IWA right here, baby.
You know you're supposed to be impartial, right?
What are you talking about? I am impartial.
You just gave the man a standing ovation.
I just had to stand because this chair was a little uncomfortable for a minute. Don't worry about it. Mind your business. You mind your mic.
Well, Sebastian Cage, the lit superstar, no secret he had a hand in the training of Louis Lindo. As you said, brought him in to the wrestling business. So it's going to be interesting because he may have taught Louis Lindo everything that Louis knows, but not everything that Sebastian knows.
Very well said. I could not have said it better myself, Al. Sebastian Cage, you want to talk about hot up-and-comers. Forget up-and-comer because my little cousin has been around the block a long time. You want to talk about just straight up one of the hottest stars on the East Coast. You're talking about the chosen one, the lit superstar, Sebastian Cage. I'm so excited I could barely even sit right now.
And Louis Lindo, Sebastian Cage, a match that was heavily promoted on the IWA social media, starts with a collar and elbow tie-up into a headlock. Sebastian Cage with the advantage. And let me ask you a question. We see the general manager, Henny Blanco, Miguel Sosa out here. Do you think that it's a little wrong that he's the GM of this company and he's seconding wrestlers to the ring?
I mean, I understand where you might have a problem with that, but what you got to keep in mind, which you know very well, Al, is the long-running history between Sebastian Cage and El Mayimbe. You know, I'm not looking at this in any kind of sinister way or anything malicious in intent. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about two men that are as close as brothers. Mayimbe is family, you understand? And when you're family, you want to support your loved ones. That's all we're seeing here tonight.
Sounds like a conflict of interest to me, but
stop trying to twist it into something that it ain't.
Sebastian Cage was in control. Louis Lindo rolled out of the wrist lock, and now he's got a wrist lock on Sebastian Cage here. And these two have traveled up and down the roads together. When Louis Lindo was paying his dues, he rode with Sebastian Cage up and down those roads, sold merch with Sebastian Cage. So this one is a tale of two men who know each other very well, both in the ring and personally as well. As we see a snapmare, beautiful execution by Louis Lindo into an arm drag. And once again, Louis Lindo in control so far in this match.
Beautiful deep arm drag by Louis right there. And I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the technical wrestling this match has broke out with.
And just like in our previous match, you gotta wonder about the experience advantage. Of course, Sebastian Cage, been up and down the Northeast, all over the world. Louis Lindo just starting here. If you're Sebastian Cage, and you know you have an experience factor, but it's somebody that you trained with and have trained, and that you know very well, do you think that that's going to come back to hurt Sebastian in this match? As we see a suicide dive.
Well, it very well could, because obviously what we're seeing right here is that in the past year, Louis been working on his game. He has a couple of tricks up his sleeve that Sebastian might not be ready for, and he's in very firm control right now. I'm actually pretty surprised.
And I think if you look at a betting sheet, you would see that Sebastian Cage is the favorite in this match, but right now, I guess because he knows the man so well, Louis Lindo looking pretty good here.
Well, Sebastian Cage has been a champion all up and down the East Coast. He is no stranger to success. They don't call him the chosen one for no reason. But Louis Lindo is definitely going to have to pull something out that Sebastian is not expecting.
And we see a wheelbarrow into an arm drag, and there goes the lucha background of Louis Lindo, and Sebastian Cage just went under the ring and grabbed the chair.
That's right, he's my cousin.
Don't tell me he's going to use a chair on the man.
I don't think he's going to use a chair. Maybe he just needs to take a sit for a second.
This is a kid that he's trained, he's mentored. He just cracked Louis Lindo over the head with that chair. The ref has got to throw this one out.
Al, he absolutely dented that chair with that shot right to the skull.
Now was that necessary?
I mean, apparently it was. If my cousin says it was necessary, it was necessary.
And Miguel Sosa on the outside saying he didn't see it. And Louis Lindo somehow kicked out. What do you mean you didn't see it, Miguel? Come on.
Obviously, Miguel was doing something. He was taking care of something on the other side of the arena. Okay? He didn't see nothing.
Miguel Sosa looking at me saying he didn't see it. I clearly saw it. The camera saw it. As Sebastian Cage. Now, let me ask you a question. He knows Louis Lindo. Again, like I said, he's probably taught Louis everything he knows, but not everything that Cage knows. So why resort to a tactic like cracking a chair over his head?
What do you mean why resort to something like that? You just said it right here. He didn't teach Lindo everything he knows. And that's something that he knows right there. Something that I taught him when he was a very young lad. And that is by any means necessary. You mentioned it earlier today. What are you asking me about it right now?
So that's how you and your family roll, huh?
How could you be surprised? You've seen me work for a very long time. My family is about winning.
This is a personal friend of his, or was after this match.
Let me tell you something. You get inside that squared circle, there ain't no more friends, all right? I understand that this has become the friends business, and everybody's in the pro wrestling business to be in a social club, but not the Cages.
Well, Sebastian Cage, your cousin, in control. I don't agree with that tactic. I'm surprised Louis Lindo's even standing. That chair shot was so loud, they heard it back in the Dominican Republic.
If you don't agree with those tactics, imagine how Louis feels right now.
And Louis Lindo barely able to stand here.
See that knife edge right there? I taught him that.
As we see a chop. And now a slap to the face. Sebastian Cage taking his time, picking Lindo apart, but wait, Louis reverses. He's got Cage in the corner. There's a knife edge chop. Did your cousin teach him that?
Well, first of all, just give it a second here, all right? This is all strategy right now.
Strategy to be sponsored by Neosporin. Gotcha.
That's right. Neosporin is a good sponsor. I use it all the time.
Louis Lindo getting the crowd fired up. And a splash into the corner. Louis Lindo now off the ropes. Discus clothesline. And he's in control. Off the ropes goes Louis Lindo. Forearm.
Here's the cover.
Chin.
He's got the deep hook.
And only a 2 count. Louis Lindo coming alive here in the last couple of moments of this match.
And see, this is the difference in Louis. This is what I like to see. He's not showboating. He's not looking to the crowd. He's staying on Sebastian right now. This is exactly what he needs to do.
And he throws Sebastian into the corner. Maybe pandering to the crowd a little too much.
That's
and
exactly
that
it.
Sebastian a window to counter that drop kick.
What did I just say? He starts showboating and he makes a mistake.
Both men down now. Referee James Jumbo McGrady administering the count here. As both men slow to get back to a vertical base.
First man on his, oh, wait a minute, that's Louis.
And Louis back up to his feet first. He ducked that clothesline, but got caught with a forearm. He fires a forearm of his own, and these two men trading blows here. And you see, this is what's going to hurt Louis Lindo's chances. He's a high flyer. He's a technical wrestler. He's not a brawler or a striker. But he telegraphed Sebastian Cage, hit him with a forearm, back elbow, now a crossbody. Louis Lindo off the ropes. He's going to flying head scissors.
Kick out, cuz, let's go.
Only a 2 count that time. And you can look at the face of El Miimbe Henny Blanco, Miguel Sosa. He looks worried.
I don't think he looks worried. I think he's just trying to fire Sebastian up. Okay? He knows that Sebastian ain't done yet. He still got some juice in this. The fight ain't over until it's over. You know what I'm talking about?
I do acknowledge that. It ain't over until the referee counts 3.
That's right.
Although this match should have ended in a disqualification for that chair shot, but the ref has let this one continue. And Sebastian Cage, he got a cutter, a springboard cutter.
We'll see you, buddy.
And Louis Lindo, somehow, mustered up enough strength to kick out. Miguel Sosa arguing with Jumbo McGrady over that count.
And I kind of agree with Majimbe. I think that might have been a little bit of a slow count right there.
I disagree.
Here we go. This is where the cousin needs him right here.
And Lindo telegraph. And there is a roll up out of the Hurricane Rod, only a 2 count. And Louis Lindo forcefully kicks out. Sebastian now in control. Looked like a back body drop. Countered into a crossbody. Louis Lindo now. 2 count that time. Let me ask you, Chris Cage, as a competitor yourself, if you take a good look at Louis Lindo right now, does it look like his gas tank is approaching empty?
Well, he's looking like he's getting there, but he's still got a little juice left. He's in control here, and he's looking at, sometimes when you're in that ring, Al, you get a final wind. You get that last dash of gas, you know what I'm saying? And Louis got it right now, but he's got to hold on to it.
And Louis Lindo looking like he needs regular E87 as he's perched on that top rope. Sebastian Cage, a counter. He took a boot to the lunch.
My cousin getting a little frustrated there. I don't like to see that. He needs to stay focused.
Louis Lindo with a moonsault and a 2 count. And I'm guessing by the reaction of this audience that they wanted to see 3 on that maneuver.
You know what? I don't blame them. Louis worked really hard to get into the position that he is in. And if he wins tonight, if he upsets my cousin tonight, that will be a very big win in his career, a very big feather in his cap. You gotta love an underdog story, but unfortunately, it ain't gonna happen, Jack.
And a kick to the chest, followed by an enziguri to the back of the head. And like you said, if Louis Lindo can pick up a victory here, well, the feather in a cap it'll be of Louis Lindo to win this match. But Louis Lindo looks like he's out.
He's out, and it looks like my cousin is about to put him away with this beautiful maneuver right here.
Sebastian Cage scaling the top rope all the way up to the top. Sebastian touches the ceiling. 450 splash.
Good night, Irene.
Stick a fork in Louis Lindo. He's done. He brought the fight, but of course, the teacher prevails over the student.
Sebastian
You gotta take your hat off to Louis Lindo, though.
I take my hat off. I give him a raise of the headphones. I give it to Louis Lindo. He showed a lot of heart tonight. But as I predicted, as I expected, and as I put money on tonight, my cousin coming out the victor. I got a nice collection to make tonight after this show.
Well, being led by the GM of this company, Henny Blanco Miguel Sosa, the lit superstar Sebastian Cage is on his way to the pay window.
Respect to Louis Lindo tonight, everybody.